Insecure Season 4, Episode 5 came on the other night. And I ain't gonna lie, Insecure is slowly but surely creeping up and becoming one of my favorite shows. Get into this review. Yo! Welcome to Libra Reviews. I'm Charlene. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. And today I'm here to talk about Insecure. So as you know, the season 4, episode 5 premiered the other day. And this episode was a little spicy. So the episode opens up and Issa's, in her apartment. It's about 3:30 a.m. She can't sleep. She's just up on social media. And she comes across Nathan's page on IG. And she's heating up some food and she decides to hit him up. And, lo and behold, he's up. So they exchanged some words on DM and they ended up on the phone. So they're talking and he's asking her about the block party and they're, having small talk. And then he asks her about Molly. And Issa basically expressed like, me and Molly, we're not in a good place. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I don't really fuck with her. And that scene was from the very first episode because I remember I think the season opened up with I don't fuck with Molly no more. I think it was that scene in particular right there, and I'm like, okay, now we about to get into it. We're about to get into the nook and the crannies of the situations. She had a Wait Until Excel shirt on. I love that shirt. I thought it was so cute. Molly is getting ready. So the next scene goes, and Molly is getting ready for the block party. And Molly's apartment is just so adorable. Andrew's sitting there in the recliner, and it's overseeing, the city of LA. And she's just young, dark skinned, beautiful, tall, skinny. You know what I mean, model ass. She got this fine ass Asian Korean, nigga with high top Air Force Jordans on and shit. I'm like, yes, bitch, Molly, you better motherfucking come through, bitch. And so, she's getting ready and she's basically talking about, I don't want to go to this block party, but, I'm going to go, because I love the bitch, but I ain't really feeling the bitch right now, and Andrew was like, well, then let's not go. And Molly's like, bitch, we going to go. This is my best friend. I'm going to show up to the party. Let's be real. And so, ultimately, they get ready for the block party. Issa's at the block party and she's kind of walking around, it's the day of the block party, you know what I mean? And she's just basically walking around trying to make sure the seatings and the vendors and everybody's together. And, she has all these volunteers that, and interns that Condola supposedly got for Issa. Now, mind you, we hadn't heard from Condola in about 2 episodes. Condola been MIA for about 2 episodes, and we already know why. But it's all these random people walking around, these interns, and, they kind of ain't doing their job, you know what I'm saying? One of them is handing her shit. The other one's like, oh, no, I can't sit right here. The intern comes up. She's like, no, I'm an executive assistant with her little, Obama, President, Trump, Secret Service headset on. It was a mess, but hey, Issa's working with what the fuck she got. She ain't got super professionals. These are interns. These are volunteers. She got to work with what she got to work with. So, Issa runs into Condola though. So after she's walking around, she's trying to make sure everything's in order. Condola pops up. Now, like I just said, we ain't seen Condola in about 2 episodes, right? And so Issa walks up to Condola and. Things are a little awkward, and she's like, hey, did I do anything wrong? I haven't heard from you. I didn't even think you were going to show up. And then that's when Condola expressed to Issa that they broke up, and honestly, Issa didn't know. And if we look back to the last episode, if you watched my last review, now we know probably what Lawrence wanted to talk to Issa about. But remember, she couldn't because our headliner canceled and she had to rush and go take care of that. So, that was kind of heavy for her. But, ultimately, the executive assistant, the intern, the executive assistant came over and she's excited. And she's like, look, we got black people here, because that was kind of like a thing. Issa was like, why are there so many white people here? And everybody's like, calm down, black people will come. So when the intern came to Issa, she's like, look, we got black people over there. Issa took that as an opportunity to say, okay, girl, Condola, I'll see you around. And then they parted ways. Whew, super awkward. So she walks up to the photo booth and sees that it's black people, but it ain't random black people. It's Kelly and Tiffany Man. And Tiffany is doing all these kung fu pictures taken. You know, Kelly is a funny girl. She probably is super, super, super fun to hang out with and kick it with. But she's doing all this crazy shit. You know, they taking goofy pictures. And that was just a really cute moment. Tiffany shouldn't be a mom. Every chance Tiffany get, she's saying something about leaving the baby, not giving a fuck about the baby. Who is the baby? Your grandmama the baby. You know, I don't know. Tiffany should not be a mom. So then Kelly starts going in and talking about how when Issa first came up with her idea, Kelly couldn't see the idea. She didn't know how it was going to work out. She basically didn't have no faith in Issa, but she was proud because the event was beautiful and that it turned out good. And Kelly was proud of her. And again, you know, excuse me, Kelly says crazy, outlandish stuff, and she says things that can kind of be mean. But like I said in my other video, I think, you know, with Kelly, it's literally just, it's really from the, like, not from the heart, but it's really like, she's not trying to be mean. She's not trying to fucking hurt your feelings. She's not trying to fucking shoot you at the gut. She's just really saying what's on her mind. But I feel like more so with Molly, you know, when she says things, it's purposeful and she's trying to get under your skin and make you feel some type of way. So I think, you know, that's the difference. Issa gets pulled away again because the executive assistant said that the press people were here. So Issa goes over and she does this full interview about the event and why she was doing it, which you kind of learned a little bit more why she was doing the block party, which she explained that, you know, there was a lot of culture in the neighborhood and there was a lot of, you know, characteristics about the neighborhood that she didn't want to get washed away because basically the area was getting gentrified. You know, a lot of Caucasians were moving into the area and she didn't want to lose the culture of the Browns that were occupying the space prior to them. And she wanted to kind of throw a block party to magnify the essence of the culture, the original culture in the neighborhood. And I loved how she explained that during this fake interview. Because after Issa does the interview, Issa's like, you know, where can I find this? And the girl gonna go, YouTube. Okay, cool. You know, YouTube is valid. Shit, bitch, I'm on YouTube. You know, I ain't monetized yet, but I'm on YouTube. But, you know, there's people, I get my news from YouTube. There's some amazing journalists, some amazing investigative YouTubers. So that's fine. So what's your YouTube channel? So then the girl gonna say she don't got no YouTube channel. Girl, just ghetto. Okay, this is ghetto. So Issa, the show goes on, and as you can see, there's artists there, you know, there's poetry there, you know, there's people in the crowd, you know, the people sound good. You can kind of hear, like, you know, the California Bay Area essence in the performers. I'm like, yes, this is good. Somewhere in the episode, Kelly gets to talking in a British accent, right? She basically says that she met this guy. She faked an accent when she met him, and she just feels like she needs to uphold this accent to keep this nigga around. So Issa's brother, you know, a scene goes off, and Issa's brother is basically having a conversation, and he's basically trying to clown Kelly for talking in this fake British accent and asking her all these questions about, you know, where'd you grow up, this, that, and the third. And then she asks the young man who she's trying to impress, you know, tell me a little bit, enough about me. Tell me about the United States. And this dumb motherfucker will say it's 2 branches of government. No, bitch, it's 3 branches of government. He's going to say it's 2 branches of government, the president branch and the Bank of America, the bank branch. Kelly, you doing all this, talking in accents, trying to be cute, trying to maintain whatever to impress this motherfucker who don't even know that. But see, that's how us bitches do. We be trying to do the most to impress the dumbest, stupidest motherfuckers. So this is, again, why I feel like Tiffany should not be a mom. You know, her husband's on the phone with this babysitter. You know, the babysitter's telling him that the goddamn baby is screaming off the goddamn hinges. And her husband's like, look, we gotta go. The baby's screaming. And Tiffany said, I don't want to go. So her husband goes and she stays at the party. So I just think Tiffany is still kind of in that, you know, when her husband said last episode that he was not prepared to have a child and that they were not prepared, you can really see it in Tiffany because Tiffany is not really into that baby. So the next scene goes and Andrew and Molly are at the event. And they're sitting all hugged up, in the corner, and they're admiring the event. And Andrew's like kind of giving Issa her props, and Molly's like, I think you're right. Like, this shit is kind of popping. Like, Issa did a really good job. And I think Andrew was trying to get Molly to see kind of like a different angle between the relationship between Molly and Issa, because by Andrew being her man, he knows and he hears and he sees how close Issa and Molly are and how long they've been friends. And he basically was trying to open her eyes to some things and basically say, look at this event, look at how much Issa has done to get this event pulled together. You know what I mean? So give her the benefit of the doubt. If she was being selfish, if she was being this, if she was being, whatever, just let it go. Because if you see, she clearly had a lot going on. And as me and you both know, work does sometimes come between relationships. And Molly could do nothing but agree, and I thought that was really cute. So the next scene goes, and Issa's walking through the event, and that one black girl, it was like, look at you tap dancing for the whites. And Issa was like, what are you talking about? I'm not tap dancing for no whites. And she was like, I'm talking about her. And it was literally a bitch on the stage tap dancing on the stage. You know what I mean? And, I thought that was really funny. And I thought it was really cute. I love Insecure for the little things that they do. At least for me, I felt like I picked up on this when after she said, no, I'm talking about this young lady on the stage tap dancing, literally tap dancing. And the little boy said, I can do that. And he starts tap dancing. And I think that small clip was so important because it shows how kids emulate the environment that they're around. So if you see someone tap dancing, or if you see someone indulging in engineering, or if you see someone up under a car fixing a car, or if you see someone, you know what I mean, leaving work every single day in a uniform, pulling up in a new car every so often. When a child sees that, they want to emulate that. But when a child sees gangs, when a child sees whatever, they emulate what they see and they say, I can do that. The same way that boy looked at the tap dancing and said, I can do that. That's something different, and that's something that he felt confident that he can do because that's something that he's seeing in his own neighborhood. And I don't know if I'm thinking a little bit too deep into that, but I felt like that was very, very important. As ghetto as his mama is, the fact that little boy saw something that he probably never seen before and said, I can do that. Just imagine if they had multiple other visuals of different things that they could say, I can do that. I don't know. Let me know if I'm thinking too hard about that. So Nathan links up with Issa at the event. And Issa's sitting back and she's just looking at all her work. She starts seeing more black people walk into the event. And she's like, damn, this shit's really like, showing out. Molly walks up and brings her some food, tries to say, hey girl, I see you walk, working. I brought you some food because I know you probably are hungry. And right before they can kind of get into a conversation, she gets swarmed away again because she finds out that her headliner, some dude named Vince. Now, I don't know if Vince is a real Bay Area artist or if Vince was just kind of like a made-up character. His music sounded good. But, he was the headliner that Issa was able to get. So she finds out that he was there, and so she gets whisked away and goes to basically introduces herself to him. So when she approaches Vin, she makes sure that we got everything you need, all the snacks, everything you need, everything you requested. And her intern's nose starts bleeding. Just little stuff, just keep the show going. So then Issa runs into her old neighbor, who's clearly a gang member, so you got gang members at the event, you got white people, you got working class people, you got music people, you got neighborhood people, you got regular people, you got all types of people at this event because Issa runs into her old neighbor. There's a dance battle going on the stage. It's a little girl versus an old man. It's just super, super good vibes. The DJ starts playing the wobble. And when I tell you, whenever the wobble comes on, as corny as that song may be, I ain't gonna lie, you got a couple drinks in you, you're wobble with it, wobble with it, wobble. You gon' yeah, get it, girl. Bitch, you gonna get into the wobble. You know, I don't care who you is. So the DJ plays the wobble and everybody comes together. The crowd, Issa's in there, Molly's in there, even, you know, Korean Bay is in there, Andrew in there. Everybody is in there doing the wobble. So after the concert, so Vince comes out. You know, Issa tried to get on stage and try to, you know, be a hostess with the mostest and introduce herself and talk about, you know, the event. But they done goddamn booed her off the stage in one event. So Issa gave the people what they wanted, called Vince on stage. Vince came on stage. He tore the house down. Everybody seemed like they was interested in his music. And afterwards, Molly and Andrew are walking, you know, I guess towards their car. You know, the event's over. And long story short, Molly finds out that Andrew assisted in getting the headliner performer to come. Now, you remember in last episode, you know, Issa had asked Molly for assistance because her boyfriend Andrew is in that musical realm and he could have helped her, and Molly declined, right? So Molly's finding out, oh, so you did help, even though I told Molly I didn't want to involve Andrew. So clearly Molly is pissed. She sees Molly in the corner of her eye, and she basically goes and she confronts Molly. Now this is when shit goes the fuck off, right? Molly asked if Issa asked Andrew, or if Issa got Nathan to ask Andrew, and Issa said yeah. And you know, Molly and Issa were just going back and forth.